For a non-physical energy, you said before your birth into this body on pure non-physical energy, and I know the laws of the universe, and I am fully empowered and now a part of this consciousness. That is me. I'm going to present or project or focus into a new leading edge environment where there are unlimited potential, new experiences and so many unknowns. Now humans say why? Why would I be all-knowing and all-powerful? What could possibly be the reason that I would focus my consciousness into something that's new? And we say because in the new combining there is a new desire that is born. In other words, it's this eternal, never-ending, creative experience. It's what eternity is about without exposure to contrast. So now, let's think about let's step back, you all right, because this is right out there on the leading edge. So the differences that we have described between you and your humanness and non-physical is that, while there is resistance in every particle of the universe, even in non-physical, the resistance that exists in the non-physical, where source is, where what you call God is, where your inner being is, would not be discernible from your physical perspective. It is so refined that if there were an instrument that could read contrast, it could not read contrast in non-physical because it would need to be an instrument that is so refined that it does not exist just to make a distinction. It still exists. It's just not discernible from your human perspective. So what are we saying in that? We're saying something that our earlier friend wanted to say. There's a sort of grounding in the physicalness, there's a willingness to expose yourself to a greater degree of contrast, because out of the contrast is born the new. You weren't as willing as you act like you are now, in this regard. You knew you were being born with guidance, and you knew that, while you were going to be exposed to contrast that you would feel when you'd gone too far, you knew that your guidance system would let you know if you were reaching beyond the bounds that your inner being would be willing to go. You knew you weren't going to fall out of an airplane. You knew you were completely safe in the process of that. You were willing to come into a physical experience where you did not have that kind of control, because the expansion was the bigger prize. The eternal nature of your beingness mattered more to you than the security of staying the same, and so is this perfect process where the non-physical part of you said will remain here, constant and sure, and you're the pioneers out here on the leading edge, where you will discover something new that you want, and as soon as you want it, we will acknowledge the perfection of that which you have honed from this, and we will give our undivided attention to the new desire that is born within you. And we will make it so vibrationally, and you said, because we are all creators and the leading edge is out here where you are, you said, and I in my physical form will connect with the energy that creates worlds, and together we will make this idea that was born out of contrast, something that is real, that is tangible, that others can live and see. You get it out of war. You want peace, and out of a desire for peace, you discover a way to live it. But you do it in concert with this energy that creates worlds. This is a big topic. We got all over it. So, in a way, I agree to be ignorant of that. I agreed that instead of a band like this of exploration, that I would be born into a body where I had a band like this of exploration, because I knew out of a band like this of exploration that it would launch more rockets of desire over here to where they're tended under this band of exploration. I was willing to get out there on the bleeding edge a little bit for the purpose of discovering something that is more. But there's a really big point that we have not woven into this, the why of all of it. Why, if I'm pure positive energy and I'm experiencing no resistance, which is what so many humans think is the objective that we're teaching here, it isn't. We can see how you might decide that from what you hear from us. If you're in a place of no resistance, why would you come into a place where there's more resistance? Because out of that, you give birth to new ideas. Well, what's the point of giving birth to a new idea if giving birth to a new idea, I'm just going to allow it and receive it? What's the point? In other words, what's the point of expansion? What's the point of evolution? What's the point of becoming more? Because it's so fun to go from less to more. It's so satisfying when your life gives you an idea of something that you might like to experience beyond what is, and when your life gives you a big idea, a big reason for wanting something to be better, and then you find ways of releasing resistance of what's missing and finding the belief in the laws of the universe, and the steady eye of your non-physical inner being. And you get in concert with that. So that you have the vision of what you're reaching for, so that the vision of what you're reaching for is more emphatic than the reality that exists outside of it or the reality that even gave birth to it. And then you stand in the power of that energy and you get to witness all of the forces of the universe, bringing your idea into reality. Let's say you're a painter and you're really good at it, and you've painted a lot of really good things, and you have a gallery and there's a lot of stuff in there and people come and they look at it. They're uplifted by it and they like it, and you just stand there all day and just look at what you've done, or you go into your workshop and you paint some more. Well, what's more appealing to you, just stand there and appreciate your previous work, or to be inspired by new beauty, to discover new mediums and to discover new textures and to find new ways of displaying your creative genius? What's more satisfying to you, to stand there and watch what has been done, or to be in the process of becoming more? We're just asking you in practical terms, what feels better to you? Becoming is a big deal. Becoming is a big deal. In fact, it's an eternal deal. It's a deal that you can't stop becoming. You can't cease being in the processes of becoming, but a lot of what we say falls on deaf ears with you, with humans, because you just keep wanting to get the becoming done so that you can have become. I don't want to create my fortune. I just want my fortune, and I don't want to attract my lover. I just want to be with my lover. I don't want to come to know it. I want to know it, and we say it's the becoming. That is what life really is, the never-ending becoming. That's the juicy stuff, and so that's why physicality is so delicious, because in physicality there's a start point here, I am, and now what do I want? And life causes you to launch it, whether you want to or not, but when you come to understand the laws of the universe, and then you deliberately click into the vibration of what you've already given birth to, even though it hasn't manifested. And then you get to tune into the energy. So much that you begin seeing the vision and seeing the movie and having the daydream and feeling the impulses. And then you follow those feelings and you follow those impulses and you watch your own hands in the clay. Turning the thoughts that, once you thought, the vibrations that you once offered, you get the experience, the delicious experience of those thoughts. Turning to things you get to witness that you see, and in your lazy hymn reminisce, you might say, oh big deal, but we promise you. It is a really big deal. Sometimes you're so tired that these words just sound like, oh really, I'd just like to die and rest. But what's making you tired is your own resistance, and when you discover the power of non-resistant thought, then you're going to explore the palette of diversity into which you are focused in a whole new way. You're going to love every single person that does every single weird thing. You're going to appreciate all the trouble that they make for each other, because it's the stuff that your new thoughts are made out of. You appreciate this broad palette of this physical experience, because out of it is born your dreams, to which you don't have access at first, but because you don't have access to it at first, it makes the discovering the access of it that much more sweet to you.